is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Scoop News. Okay, so I pulled the individual Christopher Ferrante. This is the video of him going off on the Venice City Council about their reckless spending habits. So let's check this out.
Hopefully I said that right.
All right, this guy's classic. I might stop it and opine every once in a while.
Mr. Ferrante, welcome. You're recognized.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I have prepared notes, but I'm not going to use them because there were some very insightful comments here. But I know what the problem is, and perhaps from your side of the dais you don't see it. The fire fee is a non-starter because people don't trust it. It's a non-starter because people see it as being akin to the days when the mob knocked on the door of your business and said, "You guys are going to pay some money or your place is going to burn down." All right?
That's great. He's used an analogy of the fact that this council was trying to impose a fire fee as a form of extortion, saying, "Oh, if you don't do this, the whole city is going to burn down." Interesting.
The public doesn't want it. We're not saying you don't need money to run fire and police, okay? But you don't need a fire fee. I had prepared notes. I'm not going to go to them, but I'm going to point something out. Ms. Fiedler, you pointed out $89,000 went to Stantec. How many tires and tanks of fuel could that?
All right, did you guys hear that? $89,000 went to Stantec. Stantec is the company where Hollick, during this meeting and several said, did a horrible job, a miserable job. And they're known. This is just on this case. Stantec gets used on a regular basis, and they've been known for doing a crappy job. I would say the City of Venice has probably spent over $500,000 on them as consultants.
Buy for fire trucks. Huh? Think about that. The tourism.
All right, now he's going to go into this thing. He said, "Hey, that $89,000. Why didn't we? That's money you could have spent on fire trucks, helping towards the fire station. What were you thinking?" Now he's going to go into the flowers everywhere and the parking lot. All this could have been used, but you guys are spending frivolously.
Signs that were put up all around this town last year.
The signs he's referring to being put up, that's a Bob Daniels initiative, and he wanted to make the city look pretty. It was part of the Hurricane Irma, I think, or part of the oil payout. I can't remember, but it was over $1 million that could have been used for something like the fire department. They chose to put up these little blue historic signs all over the place.
Some people think they're beautiful. Some people think they're garish. I don't know what that contract cost. But how many tires and tanks of fuel could that buy for fire trucks? The deal with Sharkey's parking lot. If any private landowner made that deal, their board of directors would fire them in a heartbeat.
The Sharkey's parking lot came to around $400,000, I think, maybe more with how much was being spent on it. It got to the level where Sharky's really needed it because they want to increase their table count, which increases their revenues, and the city wanted that money, so they decided to take a loan from Sharky's, and it's being paid back over a multi-year agreement where Sharky's, instead of cutting us a check, will take back some of that money.
This council should have leased that land to Sharkey's for 99 years and made them pay 100% of the cost of development.
And that's an excellent idea. Why didn't the city lease them that land and say, "Go ahead, build your parking lot, but you guys got to pay for it. You can lease the land from us." Excellent idea. This guy's great.
Why? Because a lease is a revenue source. You made the recommendation to sell the Hamilton building. You get the money one time. Why don't you lease it and then you get the money?
On the Hamilton building, here's the problem, and I'm not sure he's on board. They spent just under $1 million to buy that building. They had no idea what to do with it. The biggest concept was provide parking spaces for all the tourists. That was it. I was there. I saw all the emails. Hollick tried denying it, but it's on email. You can't deny it. You know, Hollick and a lot of these politicians have a problem with saying, "Oh, no, we didn't do that. Frank's lying or Joe's lying." Even though we provide the links and the documents and everything, they don't. And they get away with it. Now the mold issue came up in the normal library, so they said, oh, we got this Hamilton building sitting there that we just paid $1 million for and doing nothing with it. So the county moved the library in there. They paid to refurbish it and stuff. Once the new library is built, they're moving everything out. Now Hollick's pushing to put the historical building in there, which again will provide no revenue to the city. Okay, and so leasing it may be a good idea. I don't know if they'll find anyone, but get or selling it, do something. But we don't need to move the historic society into there.
Forever. What's wrong with the funding for fire and police in this town is that you waste money on everything else. I know this is a thankless job. I know everybody's leaning on you for their personal interest. I have 2 business degrees, and I sit back here and I listen to this conversation, and I bristle. The shadow markings and bike lanes that are being painted all over this town. What benefit do they actually offer to the citizens of Venice? Almost nothing. They were put on the street that I live on. Bicycle riders still ride against the traffic. They still run the stop signs, and they still don't give a damn about traffic laws. And those shadow markings and bike lanes aren't going to make them safe. But how much did you spend on that could have paid for the fire department? You don't have a fire department funding problem. You have a spending problem.
I love that. You don't have a fire department funding problem. You have a spending problem. This guy's great.
As a citizen, I sit here and I look at this city, the way it's run, and I think it's like giving a 10-year-old a $20 bill. Send him to the drugstore to get medicine when the rest of the family is sick. And when he comes back after having gone through the toy aisle and the candy aisle, he's happy and the family's still sick. That's what giving you guys more money is perceived to be by the...
Great analogy again.
Approve utilities 127.
Okay, it was basically over there. I accidentally hit rewind, but that was basically the gist of it. I don't think he said much after that. Maybe a sentence or two. Love that guy, Christopher Ferrante, letting the city council know that they are sucking at their job. Love it. All right, everyone, have a great day.